of MPs on a study tour to the United Kingdom to obtain information on how Parliament can enhance oversight over the Presidency. Parliament says it's considering establishing a committee that will strengthen aspects that are currently not supervised by existing structures. This measure was recommended by the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into allegations of state capture. The Zondo Commission. Athi Mtongana joins us live for more on this. Athi, good afternoon to you. What are these MPs going to find out in the UK?
Well, let me begin by saying, Stephen, that in April this year, the Rules Committee agreed it to be instructive to send through the subcommittee on review of the National Assembly rules to send them to the United Kingdom to undertake this visit to glean on some of the ways in which the United Kingdom oversees and basically looks at the office of the Prime Minister. I can tell you now that some of those MPs are about to land in the United Kingdom. They are led by the chairperson of the House Committees of Oversight, and that being Cedric Follick. I can tell you that we will be in conversation with the spokesperson of Parliament, whom we believe Moloto Motapa is also part of that multi-party delegation that will be landing in Westminster anytime soon. Man, it is important to tell you who these MPs are that are actually part of this multi-party delegation. Kubutile Jangi of the African National Congress, Mr. Hope Babe, who's also from the ANC. We have Dr. Annelie Lutreat from the Democratic Alliance, who's the Deputy Chief Whip of the party there. Mr. Nareed Singh from the Inkatha Freedom Party. Dr. Cornelius Mulder from the FF Plus is also part of that delegation. Mr. Kaso Masibulele Kaso, he is actually the Secretary to the National Assembly. He's also part of that delegation, and the Director of the Parliamentary Budget Office, and that is Dr. Dumisani Janki. So those are the people that will be landing shortly in the United Kingdom. Now, this comes at the back of a consideration to establish a committee that will play a direct oversight over the Presidency. They also had a desktop analysis by the Parliamentary Budget Office, which based their research on the structures in the United Kingdom. Like I said earlier on, they were looking at structures that oversee the Prime Minister's office. But I must mention, Stephen, it would be remiss of me not to include the fact that many members of the public, of course, those that are on social media, are by no means a measure of what the population of South Africa views this particular mission by Parliament. Many of those online who have seen the story are criticizing Parliament, saying that this is a waste of public funds because they could simply perhaps just try to establish this committee without actually jetting off to the United Kingdom. You will recall that part of the recommendations from the State Capture Commission of Inquiry was for Parliament to establish an oversight committee over the Presidency, and over and above what Parliament says are already existing structures like the Parliamentary Budget Office to oversee the Presidency, particularly on Budget Vote 1. So this is what they're doing, and so we'll be trying to get a sense from Moloto Motapa, the spokesperson of Parliament, as to exactly who they'll be engaging. We know that they will be speaking to some political figures in the United Kingdom, in Westminster, on how to actually partake in establishing an oversight committee over the Presidency.
Athi Mtongana, live from Parliament. Thank you very much indeed. Interesting to see that they're jetting to Parliament to look for those lessons. Athi, thank you. More reporting on that, of course.